There we are. There we are. We are live. Okay. Well, that was a little stressful. Realizing I had the wrong video up there. Oh my God. How are we going to handle this? I mean, well, today's theme. You got a short overhead, and that voice is screaming at you, don't screw this up.
Which is always a really positive voice to have in the back of your head.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Guys, what is going on out there today, Thursday morning here, at least Thursday morning here in the desert, Southern California desert? Good morning, tennis professionals. Yeah, real professional so far. Thanks, Rich. No, I think Rich meant that seriously. God damn, we got a gorgeous day on tap here, Jeff. Oh wow, yeah, no, it's going to be a good one. I'm not sure what my practice schedule is today, but I'll tell you the one thing that I want to work on today, and that is, what does Seb Korda feel like when he just smooths that ball off the table forward over the net?
Yeah.
He looks like, come on.
Yeah.
Are you going to be that smooth, really?
Yeah.
Are you going to make a living at this? What are you going to be, top 50 in the world? And you're going to be that smooth, like ho-hum, big deal, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. Is this the way you're going to play? This smooth, this relaxed, this,
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the focus today, is to not fight the ball. My God, do we fight the ball a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Ball's coming in, and it's such a negative experience, or such a negative thought that, God, get rid of it. Get out of here. Got to get rid of this ball. No.
Yeah.
No, smooth it away. Just hold on to it. Just
enjoy it. Receive it.
Thank you.
Receive it.
What are you, from Berkeley? What, you born and raised in Berkeley or something, Mr. Ooey Gooey?
That's right.
I'm sorry. And
receive the ball before you send it on its way.
That's right. Good morning, tennis professionals. That's right. So, Rich, see, there you go.
Morning, Rich.
Yeah.
Morning, Mark.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay, look. What have we got today? So I've got two clips from the husband-wife national hardcourt finals in 2022. And
where was that?
This was in Claremont, California.
Okay.
Where the Settles, Paul and Kathy, coach.
Got it.
Over there at boy, that's talking about husband-wife team.
Yeah, there's a tough team.
That is brutal. That's just flat out brutal. Morning, Mark. Good morning, Kevin.
Morning, Kevin.
They're just really good.
Yeah.
Really good. She's like, I don't think she's missed a ball since '82. And but you know that. And he is just like, I mean, wow. He can do stuff I've never seen done before. So anyway, you get a chance to watch Paul and Kathy Settle play, either husband, wife, and or, sometimes they play with their kids. Sometimes it's men's doubles, women's doubles. Saw Kathy play on the grass, singles final, just as solid as can be.
Yeah.
So anyway, where was I? I got two clips for you this morning about how to put away the short overhead. And the reality of the short overhead is that it's really mostly about the hard work that your partner's done to set your butt up for the short overhead.
Right.
It's not about you. So even more underscore, God dang it, Brent, don't screw this up.
Mess this up.
Because your partner has worked so hard.
Right.
To make you look, well, to at least hopefully make you look good.
Yeah. Don't disrespect your partner by, ho-humming it and thinking, you don't put the work in to actually finish.
That's right. That's right. So here's the first one. I mean, okay, everyone says, no, very few players think about the return of serve, especially after a relatively easy incoming serve.
Yeah.
As a lob return of serve opportunity. This is not a big serve.
Right.
But you know what? It's got a little shape coming in, right? So it's got that's some height. And on a hard court, it's got a little bounce, tough to take it. It's deep, tough to take it right off on the rise.
Right.
So, and my wife just is like freaking expert at this. Just
Right.
drives people crazy. Into the sun, by the way,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
makes it just worse. And John's just going, "Oh man,
Crap.
really? God
Really
dang it!
again?
All
Again?
right." So now it's going to be a short lob, and we're both kind of deciding who's going to take it. And at some point, she just says, "You."
Yeah.
All right, fine. You're the boss. You are in charge. So let me get to it, and then we're to talk about target and talk about target here, Jeff. So I just kind of feel like when it's this short and you're in the
Yeah.
alley, it kind of depends on what's happening over there, obviously. But to me, it just seems like the middle could be open, down the line could be open, but I'm
Yeah.
not big at going down the line. And so from time to time, it just feels like carving around the outside and
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
angle.
The short
Not a
angle. Yeah.
bad choice. Now,
No,
now
well, you got good proximity to the net. You know how I like to use that word because proximity is you're within about 10 feet of the net there.
yeah,
Which gives you and the high ball gives you line of sight that there's so much court available to you. It's a non that's not even a risky. What you did was not a risky choice
yeah,
based on your position.
right. Yeah, no. And look, if she guesses on this wide of an angle, I mean, okay, that's fine, you know. But the point here, Jeff, is don't screw this up because your partner just made you look good. And here's a little tidbit here with the I formation. One thing we always do in the I formation is we fake. Is
Hmm.
that net players got to show something, even if it's just a
Yeah.
little lean, to try to hide where the serving partner, is going to cover.
Right.
Um, Nothing else, even if they get it back.
Yeah.
Even if they get it back, it might slow the swing down a little bit. And so, and again, this is oh crap.
Crap.
Oh man, are you kidding me right there? Are you kidding me? All right.
Really?
So,
Damn it. Damn
all
it.
right. So this is actually a good lob.
Yeah.
Clear into the sun, and I'm just hoping to find
Yeah.
it at some point.
Yeah.
And now I find it, and my sees that I'm a little further back than what I thought it might be, and she's telling me in, in, yes, ma'am. So
Get up there and get her done.
yeah, so actually I kind of like this where, and I think all overheads ought to be thought of this way if you can, is get further back
Yeah.
than so that you can always have a little forward momentum with some footwork.
I agree. If you're going to misjudge it by backing up too far,
Right.
and then you can make the adjustment forward.
Exactly.
Way easier to do
Exactly.
that.
Again, great lob by my partner, Brent. Don't screw this up. I mean, she would never say that. I don't think she's thinking it, Jeff.
No, but
Maybe that's my own security from,
you might find that morning smoothie doesn't taste so good the next day for whatever
that's
reason.
right. Honey, you're on your own for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Perfect. Look at that. Surgical right down the middle.
Well,
So I got a question for you,
yeah,
right? On the last point, if we can go back to the other point.
sure.
And so after Mai hits the lob,
Hmm.
she who does she tell you to take it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean,
And then she automatically switched, or did you say switch?
she just said yours.
Okay. And
So
so yeah, so obviously you guys are, and this for anybody listening, is that you got a seasoned team here that understands their communication. Mai is obviously in the deuce court. The ball obviously is going to land in the deuce court, but she doesn't feel confident. She knows you're there. Says, hey, you take it, and then she just naturally moves out of the way to the other side, knowing her partner's going to be there. So there's no confusion about the communication or what her responsibility is or where she's supposed to go. I think a lot of times teams, the player at the net doesn't always have the same view as the person who's a little farther back. You both have a different perspective on what's happening, right?
Yeah, and this lob is straight up, straight down.
Right.
So for her, if it was less of that trajectory, if it was, even if it's short, but if it's not coming straight down on her,
yeah,
then I think she takes it all day long.
Yeah. That's a tough lob to take out of the air.
Right.
It's like a high pitched softball. How does a guy strike out in high pitched softball? Because the trajectory of the ball is
right.
Coming down way too vertical. And so it makes it tough. So same thing here. The reason I bring up the communication part is so many times I hear players, especially the player who's back, right? I've got a player at the net, player who's back. There's a little confusion, and you hear the back player say, after the ball gets hit and they get passed, I couldn't tell which way you were going to go, so I didn't know which side to cover. And I'm thinking in my head, you're the player in back.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting the whole view. Tell your partner in front what to do. Even if you're waiting to see them hit it, they hit, you say stay or switch or go to your right or whatever it might be. You're the one behind, so you shouldn't be the one confused. You're seeing the whole play. So bark it out what you want your partner in front of you to do after they've made contact. It's a silly mistake that there's no reason for it, because if you're the one behind, you're seeing the whole play. You're seeing their setup. You're seeing your partner. Like take charge and tell your partner where you need them to go.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Good.
Boom.
I formation. We use it a lot when we're serving to the gal, because we want to keep the cross court return out of the way of the guy.
Yeah.
So we use this a lot, and I think on this day we just kind of felt, for whatever reason, we had to use it on both of them. But you got to throw the fake in there.
Yeah.
I like Ellie's move here, because she knows that Mai really can't take it over here because I'm in the way.
Right. Yeah.
But what is Mai love to do in this situation? She's wide open with this open face forehand. She's got choices. She could easily lob here. Easily.
Yeah.
But she decides, okay,
to paint the line.
You want to do this? I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. Yeah. So John's just going, oh my God.
Another one.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
That's
within a foot of the baseline that I got to run all the way to the back fence for.
Now she is looking at me. Maya's looking at me right now going, really? You're thinking about screwing this up? Huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'm done. I've done my part in this point. I'm just going to wait here.
Yeah. So there you go, folks. There you go.
So here's just a ridiculous side note. So go back where Mai has the ball on her strings just before she hits the lob.
Okay.
There and right there, right? So with me, I'm probably not quite as open as you are looking back, right? I probably take a glance, and then I'm much more, let's say, I'm going to be much more, maybe one position to your right, center court oriented.
Yeah.
So Erica Smith has been known to go behind my back and hit the short topper, the snapper there to the right of the net person behind my back.
Love it. Well, with that forehand she's got though.
But she can do that with that forehand, right? But it's like, I'm always a little surprised going, did you just do that?
I'll get down
Well,
lower
she goes,
next
well,
time.
it was open. The ball was right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't remember if I think I mentioned this earlier today, but one of the things that we were going to talk about today, Jeff, that I completely forgot about, was helping players learn more about their own game by watching the top players,
Yeah.
and not analyzing stroke technique.
No.
It gets back to the Jimmy Parker thing where, oh man, you got to go watch this guy play. This guy's the all-time leader for the men in gold balls. He's closing in on 200 freaking gold balls. Okay. So they go watch him and they come back with this. What's the big deal with Jimmy Parker? I mean, he basically he's an underspin forehand backhand guy. His serve is average. What's the big deal? And I said, is that what you looked at?
Right.
You just looked at the technique? Did you have any idea of shot choice and
Yeah.
court position?
Yeah.
What do you
Little
think we're
point.
doing here on what's the right shot?
Right. Little point construction.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy Parker is a live lesson in what's the right shot. And so
Yeah. Without a
Mike
doubt.
Stewart, our good friend Mike Stewart, who really didn't play any competitive senior stuff until he was early 60s, or in his early 60s. And he was a decent player then, but he was no national champion by any means.
Right.
And he just was at a point in his career, if kids were grown up, and he just decided, hey, like, I want to do this as a hobby. I want to go out and play.
Right.
So he did two things. Number one, he took the strokes he had, and he didn't go look at stroke technique because he knew,
Yeah.
well, look, I'm not going to be a great, whoever's got great senior strokes. I'll never be like that
Right.
guy. So I got to go study what is it these guys do in terms of shot choice. Where do they put the ball, and then where do they move to next in the court?
Right.
And he entered everything. He just entered everything.
Yeah.
He didn't play any of this NTRP stuff where it's it's a 4-0 NTRP thing with guys who are 19 years old against guys who are 69 years old.
Right.
Stupid. He just entered all the national events in his age group. He'd play some of the category twos so that he could observe all these guys. A lot of the reason he entered the tournaments was, okay, I want to play, but I also want to spend time on the sidelines, watching what these guys do. And lo and behold, the guy's now closing in on 30 national titles. Not a bad number.
Not bad
a couple of world doubles titles, if not more. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the guy's a freaking genius on the court. He doesn't look spectacular hitting the ball, except for his forehand. His forehand return to serve is, when I played with him at Bocage last year in Baton Rouge, we played doubles. He said, I gotta play down an age group. I said, screw it. You're the best guy in the deuce court anyway. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
And he said, all right. So I just, it was clay, and these guys are serving. If they miss their first serve, I go, oh God, okay, I'm sorry, guys.
It's painful.
It's gonna be. And he would, wherever they served it on the second serve to him, he'd just get around it, and you'd hear this little grunt, and it'd be a howitzer. Eventually, they'd start staying back, and the howitzer would start eating them up on the baseline. And it was just like, I'd go, thank you very much. So, so what's the point here? And I'll let you chat. The point is part of becoming a better player is seeing what the other guys do, and please do not think you're going to be a stroke technique analyst out there.
Mm-mm.
Don't look at that stuff. I mean, if you want to go, oh my God, he played an underspin shot short there. Okay, God, I can do that.
Yeah, I think the maybe one of the first mistakes that players make in terms of, like, they're going to watch and they get lost in the stroke technique stuff. Let's take the three the three greats: Federer, Rafa, Djokovic. The key element there is to understand they are all three using the exact same ingredients in the exact same order, athletically expressed differently.
You're talking about stroke technique, about
Yes,
swing tech. Yeah.
right. So if you're getting lost in, oh, Rafa's swing is better than Federer and Federer's better than Djokovic, like, you are barking up the wrong tree. What you have to understand is they're all using the same elements in exactly the same order. So then you can get on with, then, okay, let's put that off on the side shelf. Okay, now how are they constructing points? And now, better than that, go to your age division tournament. Who are the top seeds? How are they constructing points? Because that's what you need to know. You don't need to know how Federer constructs a point, because you don't have Federer's skill set. You need to know how Jimmy Parker constructs a point. And, well, how does he do that? He hits an underspin forehand, an underspin backhand, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, watch what he does. Watch where he puts the ball. Watch when he does that. Where did he put his opponent before he hit that last shot? That's how you start looking at this stuff and really understanding how the game is played. It's a game, people. It's competitive. The whole point is, much like in football, offense, defense. The offense, they're trying to offend the defense by tricking them, by fooling them, by, here's a fake, here's a this, oh, Statue of Liberty play, whatever, right? I mean, you're trying to trick your opponent. And in tennis, the trick is, are you choosing shots that actually help you construct a point where you are now able to take advantage of their weaknesses? That is what point construction is about. Can I put them in a position where they feel like they have to do a little bit more than they're comfortable with? That is one of the bottom line, most effective strategies out there. And Brenny, I know you can attest to this, that you're kind of not doing anything magical, but if I can get this guy to be in a position where he feels, it may not be true, but he feels like he has to do a little bit more with the ball than he's comfortable with, the unforced error column or forced error column starts to rise, and it starts to rise dramatically. And that, I know I have won personally more matches by getting my opponent into that place than I can count. More so than, when we're having a great day, it's great to be the golden child and go out there and serve and volley, Spider-Man the volley, and it's just going in. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's like, it's the ball's going in today. Great. Well, that's not the baseline play. You get 1 or 2 days of those a year. You get 1 or 2 days on the other end where you got a frying pan in your hand and cinder block tennis shoes. Everything else in between is, you got to figure out, how do I construct a point that makes this guy uncomfortable? How do I inflict pain without taking unnecessary risk? And that you're only going to find that out by watching the guys who are winning your age division.
Yeah, well, look, and I think the other thing too is that the classic, hey, it's not your fault, because all we ever hear on, well, I shouldn't say all we, the only thing we hear on Tennis Channel, but yeah, the word topspin forever. I think it's becoming less and less, but it's so much about swing tech, and the local teaching pros at clubs. It's such an annuity to be able to bring the basket of balls out there. Okay, Jeff, I'll see you every Thursday from 11 to 12, and we'll just continue to work on swing tech forever and ever and ever, as if that's going to be the thing. So, just want everyone to take away that the takeaway is, go watch, just like Jeff said, go watch the top guys in your age group. Forget the NTRP ratings. Just go watch the top guys in your age group. And I think what you'll find is, I know what Mike Stewart came away with was, oh, well, I can do that. Not the entire Jimmy Parker set, but I can do that one thing that Jimmy does. Okay, I'll sort of bring that into my game against this kind of opponent.
Right.
The other thing, and I just love it now, if you're not into the 10,000 rule,
of
hitting drop shots,
10,000 hours, right?
10,000 hours, whatever. But, someone says to me, God, man, your drop shot's so good. And I said, well, I've just hit so many in the last 10 years.
Right.
That it's now a weapon. You go watch Jimmy Parker play.
Deadly.
My God. I mean, he just hits a bunch of drop shots. Stop it. Do you want to win, or do you actually need to ding that forehand up the line, inch inside the line to win a point? Yeah,
Right.
really? No.
Right.
So anyway, enough ranting on that.
Well, I know, but that's I think that's the bottom line, is that once you figure out a few patterns, are you practicing those patterns? Rich can attest to it. We've hit thousands upon thousands upon thousands now, a few years into this, of practicing certain patterns. And, drive, and drop. And the drop shot is not this glorious, fairy dusted thing that, no one's ever going to touch. It's really all about, can I get the guy just to be stretched out when he makes contact? Takes so much pressure off you that you got to hit this drop shot that's perfect. The thing that will happen over time, though, is your drop shot will start to improve, and it will get tougher and tougher to get to if you set up the point correctly. So you've got to practice this stuff, and if you can get somebody to feed you balls, doesn't need to be a pro either. You can just be a buddy and say, hey, you know what? I just feed me 3 balls, two drives, and then I'm going to cut the third ball cross court, dump it, and it doesn't matter. If you're a singles player, go watch the singles guys. If you're a doubles player, and that's all you play, go watch the great doubles teams that are playing in your age group, and watch what they do, how they move, how they communicate, what's their deal. So anyway, there you go.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if we have a stat on this. Maybe Craig O'Shaughnessy's got this stat, but I just wonder, ever since Carlito came onto the scene and started feathering these little droppers, that I have a hunch, could be wrong, don't have any data to prove it, but my hunch is that we are now seeing more drop shots from both the men and the women than we saw before Alcaraz came on the scene.
I would agree with you. And the thing is that, I think the other stat that would be interesting is how many of them get touched. That would be an interesting, detail in that, how many are outright winners and how many actually get played, and then who wins that point. Well, I would say the guy who's dishing.
Go ahead.
My guess would be the guy that dished the drop shot most of the time, better than 50% of the time, wins the point. And not necessarily because it was an outright winner,
right?
Just because they stretched the guy out.
So those two stats would be fun to.
Yeah.
If you play a drop shot, how often do you win it? But number two, let's dig down a little bit. If they get to it, how many of those are you winning? And I got to believe, even if they get to it, you're still winning.
Yeah. I mean, I did my own, unofficial study a couple summers ago, playing some practice sets, getting ready for a tournament, and I hit 7 over the course of 2 sets, which it's a fair number in 2 sets of play. And my practice partner said, I was really proud of myself. I got to all 7 of your drop shots. And I said, yeah, but I won every point, and every one of them. He missed a couple in the net, maybe hit a couple long, and then I think there's 3 that I just covered his weak ball because I moved forward and covered and just bunted it out into the open court. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm getting a better handle on this, and it also takes the pressure off of thinking you have to hit this great shot. Nope. Did I construct it right? Is my court position right? And can I cover, again, 80% of what this guy might give me, because no one's standing in the court now. He's tied up in the net and blah, blah, blah. There's no one over there. So I just need to bunt this thing into the open court. So anyway, it was,
So the message is hit a ton of drop shots.
Yeah.
Just a ton. And you'll get good at it. Beginning, you might fluff up a couple that land around halfway between the baseline and the service line over there. Okay. And don't be thinking that the drop shot requires this excessive backspin. It doesn't. No. You just mentioned the word bunt. I just kind of feel like all I'm doing a lot of these is just making it look like another drive's coming and then just bunting the thing over there.
Yeah. You see Rich's comment there is fantastic. I love it.
Played a guy yesterday and hit some great drop shots after the match. He said, I guess you need to do that in senior tennis. I just laughed. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Right. No, I
Right.
remember a conversation I had with a Berkeley Tennis Club member 10 years ago. And I just come back from Houston. And he said, God, Brent, you had a great tournament. I said, yeah, I've really been working a lot on the drop shot. And he goes, well, God, man, to me, that's just not playing tennis. And I just kind of looked at him. Without saying names, I just said to him, I can't help you.
Right.
I cannot help you. Anyway, guys, if you want some help, some one-on-one coaching, we can do it one of two ways. You can come on out here to the Southern California desert. We'll spend a few days in the court, and we'll work mostly on what's the right shot choice, and court positioning. Maybe we'll do a little cleanup on some technique stuff, and or if you want to do some online video stuff, we can do that as well. If you're interested, just shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com, to get the conversation started. I'll send you a link where you can cherry pick a date and a time for 15 minutes free on me, no charge. And you can describe to me where your game's at, where you want to take it. And I'll see. I'll just see if we can bridge that gap between those two levels.
Yeah.
Guys, that's it for me today. Lengthy version today, Jeff. We're over 30 minutes. Okay, that's right. We had a lot to get off our chest today.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for hanging out. As always, time to get out there, help someone else have a great day. Gang, see you guys. Yeah, see you guys next time.